All right, Math 121. Welcome to graphing circles. So one of the conics that we have to be able to do is circles. So these are pretty straightforward. So what I need you to be able to do is to graph the circle from the equation and to write an equation from a graph. Okay. So the circle. Let's talk about this green circle I have on the screen. Every circle is going to have a center, and this center is at 0.33. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 for the x, 1, 2, 3 for the y. Just trust my picture. Okay. We also have a radius in every circle, and I could take this radius and I could just go straight across on the x-axis there, like that, or parallel with the x-axis. Sorry. If I do that, well, if I started at 3 here, and then I went to 4, and then I went to 5, this point right here is now 5, 3. And this is a radius of 2. Now, we could do that on all sides of this circle. If we took the radius this way, 2, we'd be at 1, 3, right, moving the x. If we took the radius 2 up here, straight up, we'd be only moving the y, and we'd get 3, 5. And then down here, we would get 3, 1, right here, okay? Okay, so this is our circle. What we need to be able to do is take that circle and write one of these equations, okay? So here's the framework of the equation. So we have x, do something to the x and take that and square it. Do something to the y and take that and square it. And then you have this equals something over here, okay? Now, what we do is we say that we need to know the center of the circle and the radius, okay? So this is all built off of the center of the circle and the radius. So we'll start with the center. So I look at the center and I say, okay, how I got 3, 3 as the center here. So the x is at 3 and the y is at 3. So we're going to do the exact opposite of what we see. So when we go to the x, we're saying, hey, the x was at 0, then it got moved to 3, right? So just like before, we're going to do the opposite of that. So subtract 3. The circle also got moved up 3, so we're going to subtract 3 from the y as well. So see, this point is always the opposite of the center. So instead of 3, 3, like the center really is here, we're saying -3, -3. Okay? Now this piece over here, this is the radius squared. So what you need to see is that the radius is 2. So when that was squared, it would have been 4. Okay? So the final equation here would be x minus 3 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 4. Okay? So same thing here. So this here is the radius squared right here. So we know that this radius is 1 for the red circle. Okay? So then we look in the equation and we see x plus 2. So instead of plus 2, we want to call that minus 2 for the x. And instead of minus 4 for the y, we want to call that plus 4 for the y. And there's our center, and there's our radius, and now we can build the circle. So we go 1, 2 back on the x, up 1, 2, 3, 4 up here. So there's the center at -2, 4, and then the radius is 1. The radius goes to 1, so there's one edge of the circle. The radius goes down 1, so there's the bottom. Radius goes backwards 1, and then I don't have enough room for the rest of my circle here, but that's it. Okay? So this is how we would take an equation and graph the circle. We find the center, plot your point in the center, take your radius, and go straight to the right, straight to the left, straight down, and straight up. So it's the same as finding these points on the green circle, right? So we want to know where those points are so we have a perfect circle, okay? So you need to be able to graph circles from the equation, and you need to be able to write equations from the circles. All right, good luck.